Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the portfolio as always with another daily transparency update. So with that, we will be discussing Tesla stock, of course. It has reached another all-time high today, and then we'll also be discussing the major topic of today's video, which is a recent purchase on Tesla stock in which I bought about $13,000 in Tesla shares. So I have redistributed some funds from previous positions, and I have completely sold out of one of my main stocks out of the three that I previously held. So now I only hold two main stocks. And don't worry, I'm going to go all into the justification of that and explain everything, why I decided to make this decision and things like that. But as always, if you all do enjoy these Tesla videos and me just sharing my thoughts and perspectives, and of course having some transparency, then please make sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out and I greatly appreciate it. But just getting in today, addressing the portfolio itself, I believe we are at another all-time high for the portfolio value at $148,410.36. So this is a huge number for me, and we'll go ahead and address the growth for today, and then I'll get into some comparisons of how fast I was able to grow this most recent $48,000. So addressing the normal market hours, we are at plus 2.92% for today. That is plus $4,217.89. And then for the after hours, we are currently in the negative at minus 0.06% or minus $84.61. So we have seen some back and forth so far with the after hours. At one point it was in the green, and then I think it went into the red as well. So it's going back and forth right now, but I honestly do believe that we'll see a green day for tomorrow and most likely Monday as well. As I've said in a previous video, I realistically think that we could see around a $2,500 share price by Tuesday or Monday of next week. Yes, I know that's pretty bullish, but I think it's in the realm of possibility here. But aside from all of that, like I said, the portfolio is at an all-time high for Tesla. And just, I have to show you all this. Just for the past year, we are up 90.65%. That's a $70,567 gain just for this past year alone. And keep in mind, I started investing. I think the moment I got a free stock on Robinhood was like December 2nd. We can check back at the date. So yeah, there's like December 2nd here, and then the day before that, nothing. So December 2nd was the first day. I think I got a free stock for that day. And then since December 2nd, all the way up until now, that's about 9 months later almost, I've almost been able to double my portfolio value. So like I said, I gained around $70,000 in a matter of just around 8 to 9 months. And so a lot of that is thanks to Tesla stock. I owe a lot of that to Tesla. But honestly, every single position that I've picked, most of them have made me a lot of money, and that's the reason, because of this concentration strategy that I have. So previously, on the days before this video, I also owned Microsoft stock. So if you're new here, I had a pretty large position in Microsoft. That was around a $40,000 position in that stock. And so I started gradually selling that position recently, especially over this most recent, like past 7 days. I sold out $20,000 of Microsoft just a few days ago and put it into Tesla stock. And then I believe I recently sold like another $10,000 and put it into Tesla. And then today as well, I finally sold the rest of my Microsoft position and put it into Tesla. Now keep in mind, I still made 30% on Microsoft, and nothing has fundamentally changed for me in terms of my perspectives on Microsoft. I still think it's a great stock. I think it's a great company. They have some awesome dividends and crazy growth as well. A fantastic company, and one of those that I honestly believe that people could just invest in and hold for the long term just because of those dividends, the growth, the profits, the business model, and things like that. However, I feel like Tesla right now, even in its share price, this is like one of those once in a lifetime opportunities. Now, of course, there's going to be other companies like Amazon in the future most likely as well, but I think Tesla is like the Apple stock in its early stages right now. So yes, the share price is pretty high in terms of just in comparison to what it was at previously. Around a year ago, it was at like $198. So yes, it seems expensive compared to what it was at previously, but I really do believe that Tesla is kind of similar to like Apple releasing the iPhone. It's game changing. It will set them up for the future, and they don't have just one focus. They're focused on many different innovations in expanding markets, and they're getting a big market share right now because they're ahead of most of the other competition, not only in just the vehicles aspect, but also for solar panels. They have some of the most affordable solar panels. Then they're starting these big battery projects as well. So I see a lot of opportunities and arms of this company that will provide income many, many years into the future. So I see the growth not stopping for a very, very long time for Tesla. And although, like I said, the stock price is $2,200, almost $2,300, probably might hit that tomorrow. Although it does seem expensive, this is kind of like looking back on Amazon stock. I think this is a pretty decent comparison to where, you know, Amazon stock was maybe at like $500 and there were people saying, that's totally ridiculous. This stock is way too high. It's gone up this much percent so far. That's just ridiculous to spend $500 on one share of Amazon. I think that's kind of what we're seeing right now. And I've kind of heard similar examples like that in the past, like when I bought it $830 per share, and when I bought it $950, and when I bought it $1,300 and $1,500. People are like, it's going to dip soon. You're going to lose all of your money. This stock is way too ridiculously high. This is like a Bitcoin bubble or something like that. So I honestly think we're seeing the similar comparisons where Amazon is generally right now viewed as one of the best companies in the stock market. It kind of has like that GOAT status in terms of just being at the top of everything. So it took a while for Amazon to earn that reputation, and in the meantime, people were still doubting it. So I'm not saying these two are exactly the same. I honestly think that Tesla is innovating in not only one area, but many different areas that could result in so much revenue in the future. So I honestly view this as a huge opportunity, and that's why I've been willing to sell my position out of Microsoft stock and put it into Tesla stock. And so I've made 30% off of Microsoft already. I cashed out a profit on that. So I can't really like be frustrated because I've made a 30% gain on that. I made about $8,000 to $9,000 on that position in Microsoft. So I'm really happy about that, honestly. And then I'm also really happy because I have a more concentrated position on a stock and a company that I have so much faith for the long term. And this is all about conviction. I know it's very risky to have like 85, 86% of my portfolio all in Tesla. What you see with my portfolio is basically all of my net worth. I have all of my money put into the stock market. I don't use a bank account with like an emergency fund. My emergency fund is the stock market because I just don't want to leave $30,000 in the bank with very little interest or no interest at all and not grow it over time. So I treat the stock market and my positions as my emergency fund. Worst case scenario, I take it out at a rough time, but I still have the money there. But like I said, pretty much all of my net worth is in the stock market. So I do have a lot of faith in Tesla over the long term. And I think that's what's important here is the long-term perspective. So just jumping into this most recent purchase, I'll go ahead and show the receipts for you all. As you can see, my position is currently at 85.88%. And just to note something interesting, it has grown to the positive once again in the after hours. So we're seeing some volatility between negative and positive numbers in the after hours so far. But jumping into the receipts, like I said, I bought 5 shares of Tesla at a value of $2,209.06 per share. And that was a total cost of $11,045.30. And in addition to that, I basically transferred all of the money I had in my bank account to Robinhood today and used the leftover cash that I had in Robinhood to spend about $1,537 on Tesla for a fractional share. So this is 0.6926 shares. And that is at a share price value of $2,218.98. So like I said, I am buying at all-time highs today, and I am concentrating my portfolio heavily into Tesla. So as you all can see, just inferring from all of this information, I have a lot of faith in this company, and when I make videos talking about the possibilities of revenue growth in the future and the great things that this company can do, it's not just all talk, and this is kind of that emphasis on that, where I'm putting my money where my mouth is. It's not just me talking about how great this stock is or how great a company is and not actually backing it up. I have 86% of my portfolio in Tesla. So just addressing the Microsoft position, one issue I did have with Microsoft, my main issue would be that I would be selling it earlier than 1 year of holding that position, which means I don't get the advantage of the 20% capital gains tax. That means I pay a higher tax rate on that because I didn't hold a position for longer than 12 months. And I have to admit, that is one of the reasons that kind of held me back on Tesla previously, where of course I have a lot of faith in Microsoft for the long term, but that was kind of holding me back, whereas I had a ton of faith in Tesla and I felt like it was one of the greatest opportunities for growth that I could put money into. But what was holding me back was knowing that I would have to pay such a higher tax rate compared to that 20% for a capital gains tax of holding a year or longer. So that was what was kind of holding me back and making me think about it for a while, because I knew I would have to pay a higher tax rate. But considering that my gains, of course, I did make 30%, but my gains were around $8,000 to $9,000. So if I start to think about that worst case scenario, and obviously I'm not going to be taxed at this high rate because I don't make anywhere close to that much money, but 50% of those gains would be about $4,000. And so I felt like that was pretty reasonable. It's not like I had like a $50,000 gain and I sell it and you do the rough estimate of like 50%. Just worst case scenario to be safe, that would be like a $25,000 rough estimate that you would have to add to your tax payments for the year. So it's not that bad considering that it was just a few $1,000s in gains, where even with the higher tax rate, it's not going to be anything crazy like me having to drop $10,000 just because I sold that one position. So there wasn't too much of a downside considering the fact that I already made a lot of profit on that one, and I have a lot of confidence in Tesla stock. And so the ironic thing today is that I sold Microsoft, I think, down near this point, and instantly right afterwards, keep in mind I did put it into Tesla pretty much right after I sold Microsoft. So I sold it around this point at $9.35, and it surged up instantly after rumors of a TikTok deal. So it was like, that's like an extra $8 I could have made on those 45 shares. But still, Tesla stock ended up surging more than Microsoft today, which I'm really happy with. I feel like Tesla's going to go on a tear over these next couple of days because of the stock split and some upcoming events as well. So I'm still really satisfied with this position. Even if in the short term Microsoft does somehow perform better than Tesla, I'm still going to be glad with this choice because I'm trusting my gut instincts on this, and I have a lot of faith for Tesla in the future. And like with today, just on a casual day where I own Apple and Tesla, of course Apple's down 1.20%, Tesla's up 4%, not anything really crazy, but still 4% is a lot. Just the fact that I only have these two stocks and Tesla takes up the major position, I was able to just casually gain 3% today, in which with my portfolio growing in value, that's a little over $4,000. So that's a lot of money. And with Tesla having these high surge days, there's that possibility of making crazy money on gains in one day, especially as my portfolio starts to grow in value and I put more money into the stock. So I'm really happy with everything going on here. And like I said, nothing has fundamentally changed for me with Microsoft. I just see a bigger opportunity here with putting a lot of my money into Tesla because Tesla is still growing. They have so much growth to happen over these next couple of years, and I would love to be in the early stages of a growth company. We still are in the early stages of growth for Tesla. Now, the share price has of course gone up a little bit, but that's just because there's been a lot of clarity over what's going to happen in the future. At this point in time, it's pretty much predictable that Tesla is going to take up a significant amount of the EV market share, even going on farther into the future, and that they will likely dominate a few industries. And so we have this clarity where with other companies and other stocks, it's never been that clear before as it has been with Tesla about the future. And that's why it's so expensive at this point in time, because we have clarity that we didn't have the privilege to see in the past on a lot of the other companies. In my whole history of looking at the stock market and keeping up with companies and stuff, I don't think I've ever personally seen a lead like this with a company over the rest of the other potential competing companies. So I think Tesla has a huge advantage right now, not only in competition, but with them scaling their business, economies of scale and things like that going on as well. There's just so many great things factoring into play for Tesla, and I think it's the perfect storm for success at this point, in which I see a lot of growth happening over these next couple of years. So that is my justification and my reasoning for why I've exited my position on Microsoft and put it into Tesla stock. Now, that does not mean in the future I won't buy Microsoft stock again. I just see opportunity here with putting that money into Tesla at this point in time. However, if I were to add a third stock into my portfolio, Microsoft is still definitely one of those in consideration. It's still one of those top choices up there that I have on my list if I'm going to add a third position back into my portfolio. So Microsoft is still up there for consideration. Like I said, nothing has fundamentally changed about all of that. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Just wanted to share some of my justification and reasoning, and as always, keep that transparency there. And I almost forgot, I actually forgot to check out the numbers for today. So that's the important thing about these videos, the transparency. So as you can see, today's return plus 3.86% for Tesla. That's plus $4,749.98. And then for total return, we are at plus 66.45% or plus $50,975.40. So our total return would actually be much higher than it is right now if I had never added in such a big position recently. It would probably be at like 140% right now if I hadn't added so much lately. Keep in mind, I've put like $40,000, $45,000 into Tesla just recently. So that has driven the return down, but we're still at over a 50% gain, which I'm really happy with. And then next up, we have Apple stock. at a loss for today at minus 1.18% or minus $251.58. And then for the total return, we are at plus 74.89% or plus $8,994.12. So really happy with Apple as well. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video. Please make sure to smash that like button if you did. And also, feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below with my referral link. If you sign up with my link, then you'll get some free stocks. And especially with Webull right now, you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 if you sign up with my link and deposit $100. Keep in mind, you can take that $100 right back out. So it's just passive income, honestly. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.